What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about King Von. He's a rapper that has recently passed due to a situation that happened in Atlanta recently. And fortunately, the person that did it has been caught and charged. But this video is going to be my just overall commentary analysis on what can really be learned from this. You know, I posted on Twitter about how us as melanated men, we tend to have more smoke for each other than anybody else, especially the people that we complain about. We have no smoke for them, but we have a ton of smoke for everybody else. And this could be the case here. Now, apparently these two really did not have any issues with each other. But for it to escalate to, fighting and then to what transpired afterwards, it just shows you, man, we can't be around each other in large groups. Now, you may have two people who individually may not have issues with each other, but when you have crews, when you have different groups of people around you, they are going to make that situation a lot worse. Now, this topic is basically just me doing extra commentary on a live stream that I did Friday. I did a live stream on the situation with King Von. Live stream was crazy. Okay, had almost 5,000 people live. Shout out to everybody that tuned into that. And I was discussing the situation. It was right after the situation broke, when the news broke. Now, I wasn't too familiar with King Von. As a rapper, I've heard of him, but I wasn't too familiar. I'm not going to say that I was a huge fan, but the circumstances of what happened is why I did a live stream in the first place. Looking at the video, the security video, and looking at how it went from people pummeling each other to what happened afterward, which is incredibly sad. But again, when you have these rappers who get into these online beefs now, when they really don't even have any issues with each other, a lot of times it's going to get out of control, especially when you have a group of people around you that want action. Because of this quarantine, a lot of them ain't been out like that. They really ain't got nothing to lose. So they're going to make the situation worse. They're going to not only try to, hype you up to having issues, because I've seen it. I've seen the times where you have guys that will hype a guy up that really don't have an issue with somebody, but they will hype them up to the point to where they may start to think and feel some type of way based off of what they're hearing from other people. Now, I will say this though. There are people saying that this could be because King Von posted a picture with NBA YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend. Even though King Von said publicly, listen, nothing went on. We were making music together. Do I believe that? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, because I haven't known of Jania to make music. I haven't. I've known of her dating famous dudes, but not necessarily making music. But it's clear that King Von did not want any issues with NBA YoungBoy. None. He didn't want to have beef with him. I don't think he wanted to have beef with anybody. But when you make the music that he makes, you got to ask yourself, is he living what he speaks about? He talks about demons, and a lot of times, man, when you have that energy on you, it can follow you. And that may have been the case in this situation. A guy who clearly doesn't want to have beef with people, but beef finds him. Beef found him. And he engaged in a situation that maybe didn't think would get out of control, but it did. And he was part of the 6 that got the worst end of that situation. which makes it all around sad because it's not just sad for King Von. It's sad for the other two people that were lost, and then you have another three people that were injured. One or two of them might end up getting arrested too. So understand this, people. When you have these young men nowadays, a lot of them are just way too emotional. They're way too sensitive. The littlest things will set them off. Internet beefs are crazy. And it has a lot to do with us as young melanated men. Again, we have all this smoke for each other, but we don't have any smoke for the people we have the biggest issues with. Let me just say this too. You have 6ix9ine coming out of his, and I tweeted this. You got Tekashi 6ix9ine coming out of his cave or wherever he was, because he was in hiding after his album flopped. He wants to come out and get some attention, and that's all he is now. He's become an IG troll. I mean, he already was that, but he doesn't have the music to match because no one was really checking for his music anyway. They were checking for him because people were entertained by him, but he wanted to use the situation to sort of laugh at it, which shows you that he has no fear of melanated men, black men doing anything to him, because he does do a lot of this trolling and nothing really goes down with him. But you get Quando Rondo's crew together with King Von, and then all this mayhem occurs. So I just think that we need to take a more logical approach to each other, because we seem to take a logical approach when it comes to other people. I'm not saying that we should, be angry and go at other people. No, what I'm saying is we should treat each other with a little bit more respect than we do. We should take a little bit more. Now, again, not everybody's worthy of respect. Okay? But if somebody respects me, I'm going to respect them. I'm not going to try to escalate a situation. I'm not going to try to make something worse than it needs to be. I'm going to try to make this situation as best I can, which means when I'm dealing with other people, especially when they look like me, I'm going to try to minimize the amount of issues that we could have with each other. Not make it worse by going at each other on social media. When you're around each other, you're getting into it, and it escalates to the point to where people are lost. Families are distraught over this, destroyed. A young man's career ruined, life gone, all because of one situation, one action. Now, again, in that situation, yes, King Von should be accountable because he got into it with those guys when he really didn't need to. But a lot of these young guys, man, they have egos, man. And I guess if somebody step into them, he's not going to back down. But we see the results in that. Why does it escalate to that point? It's because a lot of these young men are just way too emotional. You upset because your homeboy's upset. It's as if Quando Rondo's group was feeling upset, for NBA Youngboy, even though NBA Youngboy hadn't displayed any anger, that, to my knowledge, towards King Von for taking a picture with his ex. Even though that's his ex, why would he care, right? She was dating an NBA player. I don't think he was upset about that, but maybe because, as a rapper and, they are similar, I guess, in the type of music that they make. Maybe he felt some type of way about it. King Von is up and coming. But if a guy says he's not, if he's showing your ex respect, like, yo, I'm not smashing her, then it should be left at that. But again, when you have these people around you, when you have these people in your circle who have nothing to lose, they are the worst people to have around you, because these situations are going to occur. Not just with Quando Rondo, but with King Von too. You have to be careful the type of people that you allow around you, that you allow when you're out of town, because both of them, we're out of time. I don't, King Von's not from there. They just always congregating around each other. So you definitely, a lot of us definitely need to be careful of who we have around us, because not everybody has our best interests at heart. A lot of these young guys just have way too much ego. And if they feel like, somebody's challenging them, they're not going to like it. And they're going to want to show that they're tough, that they are street, that they are about that life. Even if it's to the detriment of themselves. Even if it's to the detriment of everybody around them. They don't care, because it's all about ego to them. It's all about ego. And now we don't know what's going to happen with Quando. We don't know how the investigation is going to go. But a lot of damage was done in a split second due to people getting way too emotional and really tried to get the one up by destroying other people. And that to me is the saddest part about this. People can say, because I saw this in the chat when I was live Friday, people were like, he's living how he raps. He embraced all that demonic energy. So if that happened, then oh well. That's what some of these people are saying. But you gotta look at it too and say, you know what, are they wrong about him living how he raps? Because we all understand that you have to seem as authentically street as possible. So when you do get in a situation where when your ego is involved, you may end up, or not just you, but somebody in your group may end up making a decision that's going to alter the course of everything. And this situation has altered the course for several different people.